Highguard has died, and it's all the players' faults, which some people are saying. Now, I've made a video on Highguard, and I didn't enjoy it, but I do have to say, I went back and tried the 5v5, and I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. The game still needs work, but it was good. But, in recent news of the game, they have announced that they've laid off over half of their employees who work on the game. Now, this is not going good. This does not have a good sign for the future of the game. Now, I spend 90% of my time on TikTok, which is probably why I've seen so much coverage of this. And most of the coverage is people saying that the game has died because of the hate. And that the hate is forced. People are hating the game because it's the cool thing to do. And I have to disagree. I just think it's Concord. This is the same scenario as Concord. It released bland and unfinished. This game just felt slow and clunky. The gunplay was good, but the whole game needs to be finished, especially for a full launch. This wasn't a beta, this wasn't an alpha, this was a launch. And I think the fact that they had the 5v5 ready to go only a week after the game launched, the trailers and the breakdown of the game came on launch. So if you wanted to know what the game, like any casual player I'd say would want to know, you'd have to wait till launch, which meant you'd have to play it yourself to find out what the game is like, unless you want to wait a week to hear people play it. And this is why the player count was so inflated, as you can see here. Now, Highguard started with a peak player count of 97,000. That's fucking good. That is brilliant. Good start. But only 2 weeks later, it's dropped by 90% to only 4,500 players. Now, this is clear that this isn't people hating on the game, review bombing it, and it's getting people fired. It's that no one's playing the game to support it. And that's not because people are scared to play it because of the hate. I play Marvel Rivals every fucking week, even though I get dogged onto it, but I love the game, so I play it. This is just a shit game that a few people like. Now, I keep seeing all these people on TikTok saying about how the game's amazing, and you're hating it because it goes against the normal shooters. Yeah, it goes against the normal shooters being good. All the people who support it on TikTok are just one note. They support everything when it comes out. They have no actual opinion other than, guys, support the game. The same with Concord. People were supporting it even though it was shit. Okay, this is a a gaming market where if you want the game to survive, the game has to be good. It has to be finished on launch. Now, the number of people who have been fired isn't exact, but people will believe. Well, IGN. I'm getting my source from IGN. They say it was between 50 and 200 people, which I can see because the game's free to play. Okay, and if the drop was 90,000 people to 4, I can't imagine many people are buying skins and supporting the game with money other than that 4,000. But let's be honest here, if you buy a microtransaction in a game, you tend to play it even if it's shit. The amount of times I've bought an Apex Battle Pass and the state of the game has been shit, but I've played it just to finish it off. I don't just let it. Same with Fortnite. I've hated the season, but I've got the Battle Pass, so I'm going to finish it off. Now, for all the cucks on TikTok who think this is God's game, he's made this specifically for you, just look what the CEO said. Look, I wish Highguard was received better. I wish the feedback had been better. But part of that's on them, okay? The player base just plays the game. We don't make it, we don't keep it alive, or we do keep it alive by playing it. As you say, you vote with your money, and if you like it, you pay and support it. And I think it's quite clear that we voted against the game because no one paid for it, no one supported it. Now, here's another section here. This is from PC Gamer. Basically, what they're saying here is the trailer at the Game Awards was meant to be an announcement trailer. Say, hey, the game exists, go dark like they did, and release it all on launch. Now, the person who wrote the article here says, playing Highguard for a few hours, I can confirm the first trailer did a terrible job of communicating what it actually is. It's a hero shooter like Apex. High Guard is defined by its unique format, 3v3 tug of war where teams fight over and raid each other's bases. Got a bit of Rainbow Six Siege tactics, major battle royale looting, and a whole lot of Apex Legends team fighting. Now, I do agree with that. I can really see where they're getting this, and I obviously agree, because the Legends basically just Apex characters. I think it's more comparable to Siege, really, just with the looting added in, because you know you get special operators and you just have to raid the place, except it's more mixed with battle royale, so it's more of a mix between Rainbow Six Siege and Apex, really. And it says here, none of that came through the Game Awards, which why Wildlight has prepared a poll of dev diaries and explainer videos. Now that's your immediate first bad sign, is that you as a developer have to tell people how the game works, because the trailer was so unclear. Now, I'm gonna say my thoughts. When I watched the trailer, I watched Game Awards live. I stayed up till 3 AM GMT to fucking watch it. And I saw it and I was hyped. But initially, I thought, this is kind of like a 4v, you know, like a 4 teams of 3. And you got to attack, kind of like Bed Wars. I said Bed Wars in the last video. I'm going to say it again. I thought it was Bed Wars. Okay? You loot up, you know, you stay at base, you collect like the crystals. Then you can upgrade your gear. And then you go and raid other people's bases and destroy them until there's only one base left. But in that video, I never saw, you know, tug of war between 3v3, you know, I never got that. I always thought it was bigger. The fact that you needed mounts to get around the map made me think, oh, the map's massive, so there's probably going to be a couple bases. But maybe that's just me thinking a bit different. Now, I agree with Digital Wheels here. They say they played it, and maybe because I had low expectations for it, it wasn't going to be that bad, but it wasn't that good either. There's too many things going on, and the only fun part is the attacking / defending. The looting and the capture of the flag is a bit boring and tedious. Again, I agree with this. I feel like this video is just going to be me saying, I agree with this, and not adding much context, but the looting in the game, I could not get behind it. I just felt it was very boring. And again, tedious, having to manually smash these crystals to get money. Like, it was just tedious. At least in Bed Wars, you can just sit there and get it passively. You know, you can just sit in the spawner. But no, you've got to just keep timing it and going over and over and over. It was just too tedious. Same with the attacking and the defending. I mean, you'd lose health if you failed the attack, which just gave you no motivation to do it. I mean, why am I being punished for being offensive, you know, attacking them? They can just sit in the base the whole time, defend it, and they eventually win, because the amount of times we've tried to attack them, we lose. It should be that to get to the other base, you've got to actually get the sword and attack them. You shouldn't be punished for fucking that up. Apparently, it wasn't just the trailer, or perhaps there's too much negative momentum. Now, this is where I disagree very passionately. The negative momentum does not affect the people who play the game. The people who play the game are going to play the game. On the bright side, they have close to 100k players. Yes, because it was a shadow drop. No one knows about the game. And by the time the game came out, there was no videos on it. There was no High Guard for Dummies by Marco. There was no High Guard for Dummies. You had to go and play the game to experience it yourself, which is where, again, all the people who would not clearly would not like it, decided to voice they do not like it because they thought the game was for them. They didn't watch a video and say to themselves, oh, this game's not for me, and not play it and move on with their lives. They just saw this game came out, they downloaded it, played it, and was like, this isn't for me, and I'm going to make my voice heard. Anyway, in other news, I stream Fridays at 8 PM GMT, and I play better games like Apex. So, and Marvel Rivals. I'm probably going to be playing Marvel Rivals, let's be honest with myself here. It's the background footage. It's the thing that I've streamed the most. I'm unhealthily addicted. And I spend more money on it than High Guard. So, thank you for watching, and get on with your day.